Hello, welcome to HITC Sport. And right, normally my predictions are like a big bag of horse nipples, but I did slightly redeem myself with the Champions League group stage predictions, right? So now I've got a bit more confidence pumped back into my veins. So let's go with this. Let's try and predict what manager in world football is going to lose his job each month of the calendar year. And let me know in the comments below who you think is going to get the boot. Right, let's go. January, Neil Lennon, Celtic. Lads, if Neil Lennon makes it until the end of this calendar year with his job still at Celtic Park, then honestly I will hand on heart make passionate love to a bowl of shreddies, and if that's not enough, I'll fly to Tunisia and let a stray cat lick me in the face. This is not happening. In fact, right now, Lennon is hanging to his job by the width of a hamster's knob. Celtic, our team, have utterly cleaned up domestically since 2012. But now, we live in an age where they are nearly 20 points behind in the title race. And we're not even at Valentine's Day yet. They've lost both Glaswegian derbies, were booted out of the Scottish League Cup in the second round by Ross County. They've been used as Europe's spunk rag in the Europa League, shipping 19 goals in 6 group matches. Surprisingly, Shane Duffy is supposed to be a Premier League standard centre half under Lennon's tutelage. He defends about as well as a bowl full of butter. Sure, I know Lennon has lifted 5 league titles as a manager, but good Christ, you can stick a blind dog in charge and they'd sleepwalk to those trophies as well. I'm predicting within 2 weeks, this former Bolton coach is going to be back down the unemployment queue. February, Andrea Pirlo, Juventus. Yeah, everyone just seems to be ignoring just how badly Juventus are doing right now. We live in a world where Cristiano Ronaldo spent Christmas Day outside the goddamn top 4, just sitting above Sassuolo by 1 goddamn point. I know Andrea Pirlo is a popular figure in Turin and an Italian legend of the sport, but Maurizio Sarri was sacked last summer after he won the goddamn league. Sure, they've only lost 1 league game, but that was still an embarrassing 3-0 hammering at home to Fiorentina, a team 14th in the league with just 2 other wins all season, and 6 draws, dropping points at Crotone and something called Benevento. Doesn't he manage Imperial Wharf? I know we all wanted to work out for Pirlo as a manager, but he's essentially Serie A's version of Frank Lampard, and if they exit the Champions League last 16 to an informed Porto, he'll be chucked headfirst into the nearest dumpster. March, Javi Gracia, Valencia. Yeah. Last time I predicted Javi Gracia to get the sack, look what happened. So you know what, maybe this can be my redemption. Let's get some revenge on good old Javi Gracia. We all know Javi Gracia is going to be down the Dole office in about 3 months. Like, the way Watford treat managers, I mean, like, if he's still there at Christmas, I will spend 1 night sleeping in a bin. Have you ever inhaled the smell of gone-off tuna and socks filled with your neighbor's ballback juice for 17 hours? Thank you, Javi G. Listen, most of you probably don't even realize he was back in work. Yeah, he's 2021's answer to Gary Neville, stuck in an embarrassing relegation battle with a big club like Valencia. Let's not forget, this squad was in the Champions League last season. Yes, last season was poor, but they still finished 9th in the Liga. Now though, they've won just 3 league games in 16 attempts this season, and none since the first week of November, where they bizarrely thumped Real Madrid 4-1. None of this makes sense. How can you coach a side to stick 4 past Thibaut Courtois in 1 game, and yet still spend Christmas 18th in the goddamn league? A bit like when his former club Watford beat the league champions by 3 goals last season. Bit of a weird piece of symmetry. Gracia is winless in 7 matches, wasn't able to sign any players in the summer, while seeing the board flog the likes of Rodrigo, Ferran Torres and Jeffrey Kondogbia. So yes, if Gracia isn't gone before March 31st, then honestly lads, this day, I'll spend my entire Christmas Day in the bin and record the footage. But don't get your hopes up lads, because this man is getting sacked. And if he's not, then clearly he's got nude photos of the Valencia chairman in his wallet. April, Christian Gross, Schalke. Yeah, poor old Christian Gross has just been appointed as Manuel Baum's successor as the Schalke manager. A Schalke team bottom of the Bundesliga on just 4 lonely points. Don't forget, this is a club who were playing Champions League football 2 years ago, and for a club who have not been relegated since 1988, this would be an utter disaster. And considering they began the season with David Wagner, clearly the hierarchy are just blindly pushing panic buttons every 6.5 minutes and hoping it works. Gross is a guy who's just spent the last 6 years coaching in Egypt, and he only has a contract until the end of the season, but still, when they are still bottom in April, without a bastard win off season and getting flattened by Arminia Bielefeld, then he'll be chucked out the window like an empty packet of quavers. May Ronald Koeman, Barcelona. Yeah, here's another fella who knows what it's like to be sacked by Valencia. Listen, right now Ronald Koeman has achieved the pinnacle of his career, right? A legend as a player at Barcelona, now his 20-year managerial career. He's finally landed that dream gig at Barcelona. Looks like he's this year's answer to Julian Lopetegui though, when he binned off the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to coach his country at an international tournament, to instead just get another sacking in the Liga. This demoralised version of Barcelona, a club embroiled in off-the-pitch presidency issues, has Lionel Messi wanting to leave for the first time in his career. Oh yeah, and after Bayern Munich turned the entire fabric of this club into a European laughingstock, this was always the impossible job. And if Atletico Madrid win their game in hand, Barca will be 13 points behind them in the title race. And let's not forget, Atletico Madrid are the same club who they allowed to snap up Luis Suarez, because they viewed them as a lesser threat than Juventus. Factor in the fact they've allowed Real Madrid to easily win El Clasico on their own turf, they've lost to Getafe and Cadiz, and even though Cristiano Ronaldo has left the country, they still found time to let him bang in 2 penalties at the Nou Camp, using their once proud stadium as a toilet bowl. They're still playing him as Middlesbrough flop up front, couldn't even beat Valencia at home, failed to win their Champions League group for the first time since 2007, how much more embarrassment do they need? You know what's going to happen. They're going to be knocked out of the Champions League by PSG and Neymar, with Koeman outmanaged by a former Espanyol coach who openly hates the club. So when they wind up scraping 4th place in May, oh, you're damn right he'll be clearing out his desk just in time to spend your 2021 crying into a bowl of muesli as he watches a former Crystal Palace flop to his job for him, and do it badly, I might add. June, Chris Wilder, Sheffield United. Listen, I know Chris Wilder is a Sheffield United legend and has worked wonders for the club, but come on, how many more managers survive a relegation with their job still intact? And at the rate they're going, they'll probably end the season with just 4 points on the goddamn board. Whether it's a straight out sacking or a parting by mutual consent, there's no way he is staying on for another season in the Championship. He just can't. July, XISCO MUNOZ, Watford. Alright, Watford fans shouldn't even bother learning this fella's name. I barely even know it myself. It wouldn't be a manager sacked list without a Watford coach being in here. It's an annual event. XISCO MUNOZ is just another name plucked out of the European phone book, with Vladimir Ivic binned out of the club, despite them being in with a credible promotion push. In comes this fella, some 40-year-old man whose only managerial experience consisted of 11 games this season as boss of Dynamo Tbilisi. Honestly, there's no way he is not getting sacked this summer. If they fail to go up, he'll go, and even if they do go up, he'll still go. There's nobody, remember Slavica Jokanovic? There is literally no way to please the Watford owners. So yeah, if XISCO MUNOZ is still at Vicarage Road next season, then I will happily take a bath in butter. All gets Chris Hughton, Nottingham Forest. Okay, Nottingham Forest have appointed 26 different managers since the year 2004. 26? No wonder they haven't been promoted to the Premier League with such records of instability. We all know Chris Hughton won't be at Nottingham Forest for very long. For example, Sabri Lamucci couldn't survive this year, and he nearly got them in the playoffs. Hughton took the job in October, and sometimes there's a new managerial bounce. His was 3 wins and 3 draws in his first 7 games, and since then it's been 6 defeats, 4 draws, and 2 wins in 12 games of football. That's not very good. I'm sure, alright, if someone out there is related to Hughton, if you're his cousin or his nephew, or even his wife, and you're offended that I'm predicting him to lose his job, then no. I'm sorry, but the rate he is going, and the cutthroat nature of the Forest board, then predicting him to hang on to his office for another 8 months is actually pretty damn optimistic. September, NIKO KOVAC, Monaco. How quickly a manager's reputation can fall. It was only 15 months ago NIKO KOVAC was coaching Bayern Munich to a 7-2 win at Tottenham's new stadium. Fast forward over a year, and I'm predicting he's going to lose his job in the French league. Hired as manager of Monaco in July. Yes, okay, he secured a famous 3-2 home win over PSG, but he's recently lost 3 games in a row. Yes, they're 6th in the league. Things are going well for him at the moment, sort of, but Monaco are about as impatient as a heavily pregnant housewife. They've sacked the manager 4 times since October 2018, including Leonardo Jardim twice. You know, the guy who discovered Mbappe, beat the riches of PSG to the league title, knocked Man City out of the Champions League, was 1 game away from a Champions League final, so expectations are clearly high at that club. Sure, he's a Bundesliga champion and a respectable name in football, but I think they showed when they dumped Thierry Henry after just 3 months that they don't really care about reputation. He'll get off to a rough start next season, having failed to qualify for Europe, and yeah, he'll be binned in September. October, Mikel Arteta, Arsenal. Okay, if you were a Mikel Arteta fan, I don't care. You do not get to feel outraged at this. We are at the start of January, and Arteta is still one of the favourites to lose his job now, so predicting him to hang on to his job at the Emirates for another 10 months, lasting nearly 2 years in the Arsenal dugout. No, you do not get to feel angry. That is best case scenario for this man. But yeah, you'll end the season well enough to save his job for the summer, but if you start next season like you did this one, he'll be gone by Halloween. November, Zinedine Zidane, Real Madrid. Put this in your diary, lads. November 2020 is finally the moment where Zinedine Zidane, for the first time in his sporting career, leaves a job not by his own accord. Clearly the man is a control freak. During his playing days, he bowed out on his own terms everywhere he went. He chose to leave Cannes. He chose to leave Bordeaux. He chose to leave Juventus, and he chose to retire after a World Cup final. He's probably the only footballer who can get away with headbutting someone in front of 4 billion people without having to serve any sort of ban. Even as a manager, he bowed out of Real Madrid 5 days after lifting his 3rd Champions League title in a row. But sadly, this November, at the age of 49, poor old Zizou will get his first sacking. Come on, this is Real Madrid. When they don't win the league this season and stutter along next season, he'll be out the door without a shadow of a doubt, probably after an embarrassing result in the Champions League. December, Ole Gunnar Solksjaer, Man United. There are so many times I've predicted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to lose his job, and I've been wrong every single time. But no, lads, I refuse to give up. Yes, I know you're embarking on a great run of form, but lads, so were you last season, and you still started this campaign like a bunch of hungover leopards. I'm sorry, but this December will bring up 3 years as Manchester United manager, and for a former Cardiff reject, that's not bad. That's more than was given to Jose Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, and David Moyes. But he is not getting a 4th year, not a chance. I realise it sounds stupid now, but trust me, there is not a sliver of hope, not a ray of sunshine, of a chance that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still going to be at Old Trafford in December 2021. We all know about my milk bath, but if he's still there next Christmas, I'll take a bath in nothing but stale ketchup. Christ, that would be sticky. Anyway, that's it, lads. I'm in the comments below. Enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.